This is a loud indictment, and it's been heard all around the world. Tonight, America's friends and foes are watching as former President Donald Trump is indicted again. This makes number 3 indictment. The former president is set to be arraigned tomorrow here in Washington, D.C. And to give you an idea of the world's reaction and how intense it is, here's just a sample of the headlines. In Germany, Trump sins America's tragedy. In Ukraine, a decisive trial awaits Trump. In Iran, Trump hit with a sweeping indictment. And American judge presidents are not kings. In Russia, charges against Trump punishable with lengthy prison sentences. And this blistering one, Trump indictment shows free, fair 2024 election no longer possible, watchdog says. Meanwhile, in communist China, Trump indicted with high support rate. U.S. democracy accelerates decadence. Samaritan's Purse President and CEO Reverend Franklin Graham joins me. Nice to see you, Reverend. And tell me your sort of global reaction to this indictment and the impact on the United States.
Well, Greta, it's a sad day for America. It's a sad day for our politics. I think democracy that we know it is fleeting pretty quickly in this country. When you think of President Trump, the Russia gate, and that's all we heard for several years, Russia, collusion with Russia, and we found out that was a lie, a hoax, and there's been no investigation into bringing any of those people, or excuse me, there's been no indictment against those people responsible for that. And then remember, we heard nothing about his taxes. We have to see his tax returns, have to see the tax returns. Well, okay, those tax returns, I think they don't talk about that anymore. Then there's been women, a number of women, whether these accusations are true, I don't know, but they just seem to come out of the woodwork, and the Democratic Party and the media get behind those claims. And it seems as though these indictments coming this close to the election, all this is an attempt to wound him enough, to inflict enough political wounds on this man to where it'll be impossible for him to run. The left is scared to death of Donald Trump. And if he became president, they're scared to death that their agenda, which I'm not quite sure what their agenda is, but many people think there's people that want a one world government. And this is he would throw a monkey wrench into that. So I don't know, Greta. The 9/11, what happened on 9/11 and what happened to this country. Look at what's happened to Donald Trump when he became president. It seems like everything is trying to implode this nation, like 9/11, where the World Trade Center imploded. They're trying to implode this country. And so the goal, wound him enough to where he can't run, and then if we can defeat him this time, then the game is going to be over. We need to pray for this country. I don't know who's going to be the next president, but we need to pray that God would bring the right man or woman to office who would call on his name, who would fear him. And we need to pray for this nation because we're about to lose it, Greta. In my opinion, we're about to lose this country.
How do you think the world looks at us, though? I mean, you've traveled the world. I've been to in a lot of places where Samaritan's Purse takes care of people. They take care of people in the United States, but also in Sudan right now. I've been to your field hospitals in Iraq, Ukraine. I mean, the whole world is, at least it appeared that, the world looked up to us. Do you think that's still the situation? And does this contribute in any way to how the world looks at the United States?
Well, I think the world has in the past looked up to the United States. However, the politics in the world isn't a whole lot different than what we are seeing now. We see all kinds of crazy things happening around the world, and we're just seeing it now in this country. And Greta, that's why I go back to we need prayer. We need the people to pray. God is the only one who can fix these problems. We can't fix them. The world is in chaos. And we're very close to coming to a major war in Europe as the situation in Ukraine worsens every day. And Russia has said if their territory is threatened, they'll use tactical nuclear weapons. And if Biden were able to run this country and lead this country, that probably wouldn't happen. But he seems to be unable to deal with the threat. His answer is just let's give more weapons and let's put more fear in the Russian people. we need to find a way to get along with the Russian people, and we need to find a way to bring this Ukraine war to an end. It's devastating.
Let me just turn the page from the what's going on here in the United States, the world, to Alaska and Operation Heal Our Patriots. I can't leave without without talking about that. I've been up there. I've seen that operation. I mean, how many years have you been running this program for injured vets and spouses?
This is our 12th season, Greta, and we've had over 3,000, I think it's 3,200 people come through this program, and these soldiers and their spouses. The need with these couples is incredible. They have so much heartache. Their wounds, their injuries have just changed their lives, destroyed their lives in many ways, and we're trying to help rebuild their marriages. And we see every week people's lives changed. This last week I had one lady, she said to all of our group, she said, "This is the first time in our life that my husband has prayed with me." And she had said that with tears streaming down her cheeks. That's the first time they'd prayed. And so, Greta, the lives are being changed. We're excited about it. Plus, we've got homes that we're building in Kentucky, over 80 homes in Mayfield, Kentucky, that we're rebuilding after that tornado. The tornadoes that struck in Mississippi, we've got 41 mobile homes that have been approved that we'll have families back in the next few weeks. That's 41 families that will make a difference. My son Edward's going down tomorrow for a dedication of some mobile homes there in Mississippi. So we're at work doing what God's called us to do. And yes, our country's in trouble, but I haven't given up on America. Pray. If the church would pray and Christians would pray, if the nation would get on its knees and ask God for help, I believe he'll hear those prayers and answer them.
Well, I couldn't help but bring that up because Operation Heal Our Patriots and all the other projects, even when you're talking about the mobile homes, what a contrast to the discord and dissension in the American politics. So a lot of good people out there doing a lot of good things. Reverend Franklin Graham, always nice to see you. And I love looking at the pictures of Alaska. It's beautiful. Thank you for joining us.
We need to get you and John back.
I know. It's like I got jealous when I saw them. And anyway, thank you, sir. Coming up, a Biden donor is